Howdy people, we are live. It is Saturday, September 14th, at least where I am. It is 9:23 a.m. is the time. Outside it's about 31 degrees Celsius. And I'm here at Kansai International Airport. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is in the chat. Celebrating Louisiana. Jennifer Gall is here. Kevin Wu is here. Someone is here. Rena, good morning. There I am. I got this much sleep last night. And no, I couldn't tell you how many containers of adult beverage I consumed, but it was a whole lot. And it was a big struggle even getting myself to leave the hotel this morning. I didn't pack last night. I did nothing in advance. Wasn't in the best mood or spirits, but hey, here we are. Jennifer Gallus says no strike yet. Marge is here. Vivian Johnson is here. So we are taking off from Kansai. But you might notice I'm in the international departure section. So we might be leaving Japan. Unfortunately, this runway we're facing seems to be the lesser used of the two. I've only seen a few planes take off and land. But Ringu Park is way off in the distance. You can see the giant Ferris wheel in the center. I didn't go on that this time, but I went on that last time I was here. And that's also next to Universal Studios and the giant aquarium. Anthony Ryan's here saying good morning. So I just wanted to do a little hangout. We are rocking... Medano 1973 is here. We are rocking the airport Wi-Fi. I was going to stream this one on the Pocket 3, but it's just easier to do it on the airport Wi-Fi. Straight off of the phone. That reminds me, I'm going to have to get an eSIM card for the next destination. Zach McNally says good, thumbs up. I just had some udon noodles and beef. Action Kid says, wow, Pearson looks different. It is. I just did a walking video through this airport. I guess we should move around a little bit. There is all the luggage you need for 3 weeks in Asia. I have plans tonight, so I don't know if I can go live tonight. But if I don't go live tonight, which would be in the morning for you, I'll go live tomorrow morning, which would be nighttime for you guys. So hopefully this airport Wi-Fi holds up. Andrew Lee says, what's up from NYC? Oh man, am I ever just hung over. I have the worst headache. I finally decided to let it rip last night. And in hindsight, doing that the night where you've got to be out of the hotel at like 6:30 is not a good idea. Rena says, thank you for visiting Japan. I hope you enjoyed traveling Japan. What's the next destination? Korea or Thailand? Wouldn't it be awesome if I went to both? That would be awesome. That would be exactly what I would do if I was selfish. Those would be the next two. But thank you, Rena. And I love being in Japan, but I'm flying back out of Kansai. Hey, Paul Blunt. $6.99. I'm hung up. She's hung over. Yeah, I'm hung up. She's hung over. I don't even know that that song reference, Paul Blunt. But thank you so much. Jennifer Gala says in Seoul they have nice hangover drinks. Yeah, and I've lived in Seoul, and I can tell you those are bullshit. The only way to counter a hangover truly is to down a bunch of water or Gatorade right before you hit the sack. I used to keep Gatorade bottles under my pillow, so I would go home and I would feel it and the drink would be there. And I didn't mind that it was warm temperature if I was in the bag. But I didn't get around to making that hotel video I wanted to make of my Osaka hotel. Oops. Japan Tech. Crystal says the worst hangover was your cousin's stag party. So these cost about $100. Your Nation says I should do some lines. I also didn't get that night walk in Osaka on Friday night in that I wanted to. But I still recorded the Namba area in a rainstorm. So I perhaps wasn't... Oh, these are not bad. Oh, those are... Do they have them that go the other way? Oh, that's like $10. Oh, that's for a... If you're on one of those weird planes. But there's two airports in this region. This is like the international one, Osaka Airport, which changed names, is more domestic flights. In fact, I think it's entirely domestic flights. And this is actually a smart thing to sell at an airport. There's a lot of dudes that probably... Oh, there's a plane taking off. Rena says, this September, Japan was much hotter than usual. Come again when it's cooler. Yeah, it honestly hindered me a little bit. I just ran out of gas in Kyoto. And yesterday afternoon, I opted to do like an indoor Osaka video after that live stream. Here's where I had some udon noodles and beef. But what's crazy, if you want to get to these gates, I think you need to take this shuttle. Ryan says Vietnam? Could be. Crystal says, go Bills, go. You do get an awesome view of the tarmac here. Deborah says, returning to Toronto, negative. I wish. Bill Chow, member for 25 months, silver tier, peace and goodbye. Thank you, Bill Chow. Thank you so much. Someone said, I think you're going to Thailand again. You know what? If there's an Air Canada strike and I get fucked out of a return flight home, I think that would be what I do. If I find myself in a position where an out-of-pocket flight is just so much more expensive from here than there, because there's so many more options from there, even if it gets routed through the US. Maybe I'll extend and spend a little time over there. Maybe I'll finally do the Philippines, which people have been asking me to do. But it would definitely be a more affordable country where I go if push comes to shove. I guess I just outed myself. I'm not going to Thailand next. I'm trying to keep this a mystery. Is my camera out of focus? Focus mode, auto, there we go. Lisa needs them to not strike. Jennifer says they have to give me $1,000 for food and a hotel plus a ticket. Yeah, I read that they have to offer you either a full refund. Ooh, look at that plane. We're missing it. You get offered either a full refund or an alternate, or they're supposed to offer you both. Your choice of a full refund or an alternate itinerary within 48 hours of your original one. So no matter what, I should be home no later than 2 days as planned. But if Air Canada is like, hey, instead of this nice direct flight from Kansai, here are 3 or 4 connections and you're gonna be spending 6 hours in Albuquerque on a layover, I'm gonna say fuck you and take the refund. And then we'll go somewhere else on this trip. Should Air Canada go on strike or be sent back to work? I don't think they should be sent back to work by the government unless it is on their terms. If they're going to extend the negotiating window, I don't think the pilots should be forced to take anything less than what they're looking for, at least for that period, until a new agreement is struck. There we go. There's an ANA flight. Marquez says, I hope you make it home to Toronto, okay? I don't think that's going to be a worry. Lisa says, solid response. No, they are not on strike, but I think the 17th or 18th is the first day of strike action, and Air Canada is already going to start winding flights down a day or two before because they need the planes to be positioned properly. They can't have planes out in Japan with pilots not willing to fly them back, so they'll be shuffling the deck and moving flights around just so planes are parked where they need them to be. Jennifer Gallus says, what's next? Taiwan, Hong Kong? I don't know. I don't know, I'll tell you what's next. A cold shower to wake me the fuck up. I definitely need that, but I think where I'm going, it's not going to be Airbnb check-in time yet. No hotel this time. We're doing an Airbnb. Jeanette is here. Greetings, Jeanette. Oh, Harjot, happy birthday. Go to Burma and visit John Rambo. I wonder what Gertej's opinion of Sylvester Stallone is. He's such a big-time Schwarzenegger fan. So there's where you would take the shuttle to gates 27 through 37. This airport's actually on a man-made island. It's on 2 man-made islands. And the real fun thing about that is they're sinking. And it is entirely possible in 20 years' time, this airport will be fully submerged. I think there's a lot of engineers panicking to try to resolve that. Let's just sit down and chill for a minute. Marcus says him and Stallone have the same birthday. Yeah, Osaka is great. It's funny that I didn't really go out in Tokyo. I just kind of did a lot of streams and videos and dealt with jet lag. But last night, I was texting with someone back home and just kind of in the mood to stay up. And I went to this like Wagyu beef restaurant where sticks of Wagyu beef were like 500 yen, and I ended up just eating 8 sticks because it was so good. And I had like 3 beers there. Then I went and hit a few more bars. Jennifer Gallus says, what time is the flight? You think I'm that stupid? I'm gonna give it a wave right there. Neville 6000 is here. Harjot. In the building. Johnny is going to Nam to do a YouTube war movie. Yeah, we're filming the next Tropical Thunder. Starstreak says, I think you're going to Vietnam. Van Gambler, $5. Jamaica is my guess. Hee hee, safe flying. Van Gambler, thank you so much for the $5. But the not so good guess? We might do a... I'll not point the kid or the camera at the kid's plane. That's a little bit of a creeper move. But yeah, there's probably several more flights to go on this trip. Urination says Tropic Thunder was an incredible film. It was, and it's a film I don't think they could make today. I don't think Robert Downey Jr. would even do like a whole movie in blackface. There's so many things that came right before things got super wound tight in terms of what's acceptable. It's kind of like the end of an era. It's like to that era what Married with Children is to its era. Urination says they don't make them like Tropic Thunder anymore. Ryan says Taipei is your guess. Well, we've had Seoul, we've had Taipei, we've had Hong Kong, we've had Thailand, which I'm assuming would be Bangkok. Jellybean says yes, Taiwan. Are you guys peeping all the outgoing flights? I wanted to see one more landing or takeoff. Travel Fun 69 says, I'm telling everyone where you're going. You're going to India. Fuck you, Jeff, for ruining the surprise. But hello to you, Jeff. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, Superbad was good. I've watched zero anything on this trip, not even a single YouTube video. Let's see, where's... Ooh, that flight is going to Amsterdam. We can walk around and see where these flights are going. Paul Blunt says it's Taipei mofos. Paul Blunt, a musical genius, but is she or he, no, so I'm not assuming, a travel genius? There's a guy with a phone on a gimbal. This flight is going to Cheongju, and there's one to Manila. There's two options right there. Amsterdam, you could probably guess no. We got Manila and we got Cheongju. Jeff says you should be heading out. There's a party in Burlington, or Girlington, as Martin Streak used to call it. These currency machines are a colossal ripoff, by the way, if you are changing Canadian. Osaka didn't really have a traditional money exchange places, and I found myself at a bar that was like a cash-only bar. And the rate to change Japanese to Canadian was like 0.86. Yet I used an ATM machine that gave me 0.99 as a rate. And it only had a $1 withdrawal fee. So just a heads up, don't rely on those money changes. In Tokyo, you can actually find human beings who will change money, but in Osaka, it's almost always just those stupid currency machines, and most of them don't have Canadian. And when they do, the rate is so bad. It's not that bad for other currencies like US, Australian, etc., but the rate for Canadian was stupidly bad. Jeff says if I'm back come the 28th. Alex says, am I going to Italy? No, this is a Asia-focused trip. But thanks to all 242 of you for hanging out while I half-ass a live stream from the airport Wi-Fi. Who the hell just goes to Hermes and buys some stuff before they get in the flight? Well, obviously it's people who planned it because they want the duty free, but oh, I'm just gonna go buy a $600 tie. That's normal. Let's do that. Cam says I'm missing the September heat wave. I also am missing TIFF. Or missed TIFF. Andrew Lee says China. We've had Taiwan. We've had China. Korea. There's a flight to the Philippines on the board. Jellybean says a Birkin bag. Let's see where these next gates are going to. Here's number 20. We'll see. Alex says I'm probably going to Thailand again. I make no secret, I kind of wish I was going there right now. I feel like I'm at the point of the trip where I can put my feet up a little bit, but Louis Vuitton. All right, we got flight HO1340 on the board. This is going to Shanghai. Ni hao ma. That's a code share between ANA and I think China East. Oh man, that was probably the worst airline I've ever been on. For the sake of these passengers, I hope it's an ANA plane. Action Kid says even I don't know where the heck he's going. that true, Action Kid? You really don't know? I think you should get your memory tested. Chris Mills says, Jays 3, St. Louis 2. Hey, there's a guy with a DJI Pocket 2. I've seen a ton of DJI Pockets. Oh, there's a Prada. This is going to Fukuoka. Would I be in the international terminal if I was going there? If I was traveling within Japan, I would 100% stick to the Shinkansen and rail lines, unless I was going to like Okinawa or something. Foreign currency to Japanese yen.
Confirm the transaction rate.
They don't even have Canadian here. US, Taiwan, British pounds, Thai baht, the euro, Hong Kong dollar, Singapore, Myanmar, China, Korean. These are probably the two most common traded ones here. I just find flights and airports are kind of a nightmare. There's a big Air France plane coming in. And there's a Philippines Air. There's so many gates here though, it's possible I'm not showing you the gate I'm flying out of. Marcus says no CAD. Some of those auto changers have CAD, but as I was mentioning, the ones that do have such a horrible rate. If you're ever here, just use the 7-Eleven ATMs. For a $100 withdrawal, the fee is 100 yen, which is like $1. And if you withdraw $200, the fee is $2. And that's it. And you get a good exchange rate on top of it. If you Google where or how to get money in Tokyo, everything will universally point to using the 7-Eleven ATMs. I brought a ton of Canadian cash with me and I ended up just using the ATM a few times. All right, where is this flight to? Hong Kong via Cathay Pacific 1255, Seoul Gimpo via Asiana and ANA 1110. Hong Kong and Seoul are officially options. Kurtish says, did I take a taxi? No, I took the Rapid Express train from Osaka or Namba station. It was about 13 bucks. It took about 40 minutes. But I made a pretty sweet video. I was able to get the camera right up on the glass without having to hold it. Ooh. There's a money shot. Korean Air taken off. His friend moved back to Singapore from Australia. There's like a staging ground for all the baggage carts. Have I spoken to my mom recently? Through WhatsApp. Hopefully Johnny is expanding his horizons beyond East Asia, Southeast Asia. Hey man, the goal of this trip was Tokyo, and we did Tokyo. Everything else is a bonus. And the last part of this trip is going to be probably just me relaxing. It'll probably be a 4 or 5 day period where I don't live stream the last few days of this trip, and then my first few days back. Oh, let's go through this. We're going to Vladivostok? I don't think so. Get a visa to go to North Korea. Lexi says, Osaka seemed really great. It did. I'm a bit bummed I didn't make a video last night on Friday night. I was saving the big nightlife video for that. In my mind, I figured I could go have dinner and a few drinks, make a video, and then call it a night. Little did I know I wouldn't make it past that first part. Should we ride this slow ass thing? Are these people, oh, they're walking. Vending machines. These are probably some of the best washrooms. Oh, look at that. David Pearsons, thank you. What is it? It is 9. Oops, I didn't mean to use this camera. It is 9:55. Two-time zoom. Lisa loves those luggage train cart things. Thank you, Harjot. New guest, Busan. That's relaxing. Busan has a beach, but the beach there is kind of a zoo. There's 10 billion people on the beach in Busan. The next destination does not have a beach or is near a beach. That's all I'll say. Yeah, no annoying armrests. You can properly sleep on these. Paul Blunt says, how's the tummy holding up? I was doing really well until yesterday. Washroom is the most Canadian word? I think so. I mean, some would say it's something like Chesterfield, but oh, there's a big Asiana plane, it looks like. Either way, it's gonna be oddly angled selfies. Darwin says leaving Japan now. Yes, but my return flight to Canada is Air Canada from Kansai. Serviette. Evoke says, sounds like Johnny's coming home. Oh, I assure you. I will not be coming home unless I get denied entry. That has got to be an Airbus. British says, how are you coming back to Canada? On one of these birds? Midlife crisis trip. Nah. That would have been like straight to Bali or something. Besides, I'm more than halfway past the midlife mark. As morbid as that sounds. If I'm going to Cambodia, watch out for the human traffickers. You know, I've done Cambodian videos. Jellybean says A350. Is that an A350? I have somehow been avoiding that fucking plane. I think I've been on it like once or twice. I always get Dreamliners. Marquez says, I miss Tiff. Boracay in the Philippines. Vivian Johnson, $10, get a nice non-alcoholic drink, especially with vitamin C. Orange juice is good. Oh, Vivian, thank you so much. I will absolutely do that. Alcohol is off the table until tonight. Crystal says, what's wrong with the A350? No, I want to be on it. Ryan says that's not an A350, it's an A330-300. Shows what I know. Or what Jellybean knows. Let's see where these next gates are. Julie says that particular Asiana is an A330. Well, if that's an Asiana flight. We saw an Asiana flight to Seoul. Oh, I think that one's going to Gimpo. I don't think that one's going to Incheon. Funky Child says Johnny is lucky he was able to escape the corporate rat race. Typical family structure and can just travel. Sadly, I don't travel nearly as much as I should. This trip should be sustainable. In other words, I should come out in a better position than when I came here. But the elephant in the room is I used points to book my flights to and from Canada. But if Air Canada wants to refund me my points for the second flight back home, I think I would accept that and just book a flight on my own. I think like 90% of the messages from my friends are all about Air Canada status and how I'm getting home. I really don't think it's going to be that complicated.
Next invited passenger, zone number 2, CDT no 35 higher, 35 250 west. Please proceed to gate 16. Thank you.
I'm probably going to get an itinerary from Air Canada that's not too bad, and I'll probably just accept it. Where are these people going? can't even see the gate on that. Todd says you never want to return home. Oh, we gotta take off. That's a JAL flight. All right, thanks, Linda. I don't think being stranded here a little bit longer would be the end of the world. Like I said, I'd hop on a flight to a cheaper country. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about me. There's probably tens of thousands of Canadians in this part of the world with return Air Canada flights after September 18th. They're not hanging everyone out to dry. All right, I'm gonna get some water. Where's this? We'll check out. Do. Oh, look what we have here. Guam and Taipei. Is Johnny going to Guam? A lot of you have been guessing Taipei. Flora Wang loves my channel and my content. Thank you so much. It's going to be a little bit Japan-centric over the next few weeks. I think tomorrow morning's video will be a Shinjuku night walk. And then Monday morning, or Sunday morning, I've got a Toronto transit video. Then I've got a video I don't know if I'm gonna post. My Toronto videos have suddenly stopped producing. So I might just sit on those. Don't forget to boil the water before you drink it in India. A lot of Koreans go to Guam. Remember when I was a teacher and I'd ask my students where they go on their holidays? A lot of them would say Guam. I was like, what? Run. Paul Blunt, 279. You and I were meant to fly. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you for waiting. All the valid passengers on this flight. Please proceed to gate 16.
Thank you, Paul Blunt, for the 279. Arigato. Imagine if I could just live stream the whole flight. Yeah, we'll have to go to India at some point if I'm not going there now. I miss the escalator sounds in Thailand. Be like, oh, oh, end of walkway. End of the walkway. Nothing beats that. Bing bong. Hello, welcome. It's gotta be the most satisfying sound in the world. It'll be hard to live stream in India. I guess it depends on where you go, but from what I've seen, foreigners can't seem to go 2 steps in that country without somebody tugging on their arm. Did I play any more baseball? No. I bought 4 rounds. I used 1 and I gave 3 to those other tourists. A lot of people over here. This is the Asiana flight. Doot, 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 doot. Let me swim over to the left side. Yeah, it's a very long terminal, but it's well thought out. There's a lot of comfortable places to sit. It's a little lacking in food options, but I was able to have some beef udon noodles. That'll get me through until I get to my destination. Oh man, it is packed over here now. It's just a sea of people. Whew. Air France. Imagine if I was getting on that bad boy. I think I'm going to be sitting here for a while. The transmission is unstable. Oh, there we go. But you know what, guys? I think it's time to relax for a little bit before I get on my flight. I want to thank everyone who tuned in. I want to thank our mods for their good work. Sorry, it's a bit of an unusual, different stream, but it's still a stream. I'll check in from the new destination probably tomorrow morning. Probably not tonight. But I want to thank you guys so much. Lots more Japan content to come, even if the live streams are done. Maybe it's bathroom time. But thank you guys. And I will see you from a different city in a different country. Let's see if your guesses came true. Thank you, Jelly Bean. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys.